Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. My name's Joe. Drink of the day was a pint of mango cordial, but I've already drunk it all, and today I've been playing Jinbe. Jinbe is deck all around, using the fishmen to battle for board, whilst using Jinbe's leader effect to protect your fishmen with restanding effects and events. So we will be going over the deck list. If you want to skip straight to the games, go straight ahead. So Jinbe is a 5-life mono-green leader with the Straw Hat Crew and Fishman types, and at the end of your turn, if you have 6 or fewer cards in your hand, you can restand one of your Fishmen or Merfolk characters and a Don. So of course this deck is going to be based all around using the Fishmen to get powerful effects, and then restanding them to protect them at the end of your turn, which is really nice. The main guy of our deck is this new 6/8 Jinbe. He's a 6/8 brick with the Fishman and Fishman Islands types, and on play, if your leader is a Fishman, you can rest a 5. And then activate main once per turn, you can give one of your Fishman or Merfolk type characters the ability to attack characters on the same turn they're played. The best target for this is, well, Jinbe himself. On 6, you can play him down, rest a 5, give him the ability to attack into it, and then start taxing cards on that 5 straight away, which is really nice. We also have this Fisher Tiger. He's a 5/6 1k who can attack characters the turn he's played, and then on play, if your leader is a Fishman, you can rest a 6. They're kind of like the same card. This one's obviously bigger, but only rests a 5. This one's smaller, but can rest a 6. It's really nice to have redundancy in these cards that kind of do the same thing. Makes you much more consistent. We also have this Arlong. He's a 3/4 1k with the Fishman type. And on play, if your leader is a Fishman, you can give 1 rested Don to your leader, then choose one of your opponent's 5 or less cost cards, and that card cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's next turn. This means it can't block, it can't attack, can't use an activate main, for example, like Jack. Really just shuts down that card for a whole turn, which is nice. He is also, of course, a Fishman, not a Fishman Island, and let's tackle that now. So the searches in this deck, we've got 2. We've got Kami, who searches top 4 on play for Fishman or Merfolk, and we've got Shirahoshi, who's a 1/0 1k tap searcher, who searches Fishman Island and Sea King. So not Fishman, sadly. And a lot of our older cards are just Fishman. They're not Fishman Island, which is a little bit of a shame. It makes this deck a little less consistent than it really should be. However, because she's a tap searcher, and we've got Jinbe's leader effect, you can restand your tap searcher, which is genuinely very, very nice. Arlong and Fisher Tiger are only searchable off the Kami. Jinbe searchable off both, which is nice. In terms of other Fishmen, we've got Hody Jones. Hody Jones, you don't need me to tell you what he does. He's the GOAT. He's incredible in this format. And one of the best cards in the game. Rests Dons, rests blockers into purple especially. This is super, super important. And it doesn't feel very painful to use in a deck like this, because we want to counter out early to keep our leader effect online, to potentially get double value out of things like Shirahoshi. And we've got these big counter events. Taking the life isn't even that bad just in the mid game. If you've got a couple of these going, man, you're kind of cooking. We've also got Vanderdeck in the 9th. He's a bit of a tech. 2/2 1k. Fishman, not Fishman Island, sadly, but is searchable off Kami. You can play him, and then on play, you can trash 1 Fishman type card from your hand to KO one of your opponent's rested characters. Kind of like a mini 9-cost Shanks, which is pretty cool. Of course, searchable off Kami, and you can do some nice combos with this with card like Hody Jones or Fisher Tiger to rest a target and then just take it out with Vanderdecken. Also, if your opponent gets baited into blocking with something like a Katakuri, you can just get rid of it. Feels really, really good. I've only got this at 3, because you don't usually want to use more than like 1, maybe 2 of these a game. Because just of the card economy, it costs you 2 cards out of hand. But it is really, really good when you need it. I've also got 2 of this Arlong, and I'm quite mixed on him. He's a 7/7 1k with the Fishman and Fishman Island types. If your leader is a Fishman, and you have 3 or less life, and your opponent has 5 or more rested cards, so that includes Don's characters and so on, this guy costs 4. It's pretty nice into Blackbeard, because it's a 4/7 that then on board is a 7/7, so it's quite hard for them to interact with. Outside of that, I've not really found the timing to play this card just yet. It should inherently be very strong, but yeah, just not found the timing. Our curve is very strict in the early game, and I mean, this isn't an early game card anyway, especially because we like to counter out quite early. And in the late game, I don't know, I've just not found the time to use this, but if you think this is good, let me know. In terms of our 2Ks, we've got 4 of the Jinbe. He's the best Fishman 2K to search off Kami. Truly, the Fishman or Merfolk searchable 2Ks are absolutely bleak. This guy rests a 1. It's fine. Can rest something like a Ripper or an Anana. It really doesn't come up, but it's better than Hatchan, who doesn't do anything. And it's better than Zio, who doesn't do anything. So here we are. And in terms of 2Ks to search off Shirahoshi, we've got the Fishman Island type Surume and the Sea King type Tori. Neither of these are obviously very flashy. They're decently statted bodies you can play to not just be like going so far behind, but really just searchable 2Ks. I've also got 1 of this Zoro, and I'd honestly kind of like room for more. He's just like a little guy you can play on 4. He rests to 4 because we are Straw Hat. And then if they have 2 or more characters, he can attack characters straight away. Can't be restood by your leader effect, so it's a little awkward, and can't be searched by anything. But, you know, it's like a 5th thing to do on 4, alongside this Arlong. And our boss sort of closer into some decks like Blue, Purple Luffy, Purple Luffy, and so on, is 9-cost Zoro. 9-cost Zoro is crazy if your opponent can't deal with it, and a lot of decks in the meta at the moment really can't. Blue Purple Luffy plays Red Rock, but they've got to draw it, and they're usually only playing like 1, maybe 2. Nami also plays Red Rock, and this is not that great into Nami, but I don't think our Nami matchup is that poor because we're so good at controlling board. And things like 8-cost Kid that come in rested, I mean, they're just food for Van der Decken, right? Lastly, in terms of our events, for the Vagabond Drill, this is Fishman and Fishman Island, so searchable off of everything. 1 Don. Give one of your Fishman or Merfolk type characters or leaders 3,000 power for the battle, then rest a 3. Resting a 3 does actually come up quite a lot at the minute. 3-cost Pudding in Katakuri, 3-cost Zoro Juro in purple decks, 2-cost Teach in Nami, and some searches here and there that you might want to get rid of so that they can't be reused by decks like GY Law. The Vagabond Drill's low-key not bad, and it's certainly better than the Elephant Gatling, because this can protect your characters. And I've also got 2 of the Trachelia Cosm. This card is just a slightly worse Rad Beam. You do have to have 8 rested cards or more, which obviously includes Don's leaders' characters, but it is a bit of a requirement. However, getting 4k power for one Don, it's no joke, especially when our leader gives us that 1 Don for free. So Jinbe in general, I think he does struggle into Blue Purple Luffy, primarily because Lin Lin puts this in life. Getting rid of our best play feels really bad, and that's why I've gone on heavy on the 9-cost Zoro. Because if you can stick this, man, you're in such a good spot. It's like usually an instant win, but even if it isn't, you just get so much value out of this guy. He's crazy. You can also combo him with a Hody, because he needs 3 Don to resound twice. Well, Hody costs 7. It all adds up. Into aggro, you're honestly not that bad. You've got a lot of effects that are going to let you rest your opponent's characters and attack into them. The Arlong, the Fisher Tiger, the Jinbe, and the 1 of Zoro are all very, very good into aggro. And low-key, Hody is not that bad either. If they don't have specifically rush aggro, Hody taking the life, if you can remove 2 bodies as a result of that, I mean, that's worth it. That's a 2-for-1 trade. Truly, our only unwinnable matchup is Lucci. If you want to play 3-cost Tashigi, you absolutely can, but it's going to reduce your consistency on your hits with your searchers, searching for 2Ks. But if you want to tech for that matchup, if you expect a lot of Lucci players, definitely the Tashigi is something to consider. Thank you for listening to me talk about the deck. Here's the games. Got to get into lore. He's chosen first. I like Jinbe on 6, but having nothing before that is not amazing. Okay, we're still with a Jinbe on 6, and we've also got a Kami. Hopefully Kami can get us something good. He's got a Luffy. Cavendish, not bad. Really here, I think I'm looking for an Arlong. No Arlong. We can only grab Decken, in fact. Hate is what it is. We'll restand our Don for fun. Not the best start in the world, but this Vagabond Drill potentially being able to rest something is actually really strong. And being able to rest the Luffy, if he swings 6, it's genuinely quite good. Because it just stops him bouncing these targets to accumulate value, right? And that's important into the lore. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to go 1 Don Vagabond Drill. Buff this, rest this, resolve. And now we can try and take out this Luffy. Which is really good. Another Bonnie is interesting. Actually rest this. Do we ever want to? It's kind of funny. And it does develop a guy. You know? We kind of want to take out the Luffy anyway with the leader swing. Just because it's better. Like, the Luffy's crazy just because it's 1 Don, right? This is 2. I think I am going to play the Jinbe, though, just to have a guy. Like, obviously, we can only attack 1 of these. But this doesn't have, like, rush or anything. But, you know, it's just kind of nice that he's on the board now. And he can help us contest maybe this Bonnie on the next turn. And our opponent now only having 1 Don's worth of cards means it's going to be tricky for him to use his leader effect. Potentially. Although Cavendish does sort of fix that. 1 Don on leader, 1 Don for beige. Or you can Bonnie search and YOLO the leader effect. 6 on 5. We can take this one. We can afford to take that one. Because we're going to stay at 6, right, after we play out this Jinbe. Beige takes the top life. Yeah, very nice. Okay, Bonnie's good. That's actually very annoying. We can't Jinbe. Because he can freeze our Don. Ooh, smart guy. Smart fella. That's very frustrating, actually. If we had Fisher Tiger, we'd still be in the business, but we don't. It's a little spooky. If we go with Shirahoshi, we get too high on cards. Maybe this is the rare time where we play out Tsurume. Let's go 5 lead. We're at least getting decent pressure here. Let's go 5 lead again. I think I'm just going to play out Tsurume. But that's not optimal. That was a good play from him there with the Bonnie. Really good play. Wish we had another one of these. Rest the Bonnie. Could have actually been kind of clutch. Do you know what? That's the first time I've ever used this card. Just deploy this. We've got a guy, right? It's another guy that's going to help us contest board. And whilst freezing that Don was really, really strong. Nice, they got a Luffy. Whilst freezing the Don was really good. It's nice that he can't freeze our characters because of our leader effect. He does get another beige. That beige doesn't really do much. We don't play much removal. Our removal is all sort of battle focused. He's going to likely be able to play out 7-cost Law here, though. Although, to be fair, we do have the Deccan. So, I'll take it back. We do play with a removal. X-Drake, just another 2k. Does he have the 7-cost Law? Now, we're going to counter this one. Because it's just 6. We're going to be taking this one. What does this do? Kero rest. It's not worth it. We want it for countering the leader swing. If this is 7-cost Law, right? This is always Law. Yeah, really good play. Adds the beige. Yeah, and being able to remove that. That's pretty good. 6 to 5 will trick Iliacosm out of this one. So the Arlong's online. He costs 4. Hody's good. Hody's good next turn, I think. We can Jinbe the Capone. Decking away the Arlong. Yeah, we can Jinbe the Capone, attack into it. Decking away the Arlong to get rid of the Cavendish. And then try and play board a little bit. Seems decent. We can also play board first, right? So let's go with the Jinbe. Rest the Capone. We'll go 2 into 1. Into the Capone. He does save the Capone. Let's go 5 into 1. You're not saving that. We'll go 6 into Bonnie. We'll go 8 into Cavendish. This is some really nice aggression, you know. Cool. Well, we can either decken the Bonnie or do a Shirahoshi search. I think deckening is stronger. So we can also take out this. We really sort of put the timer on him. This was a good turn. Trash the Arlong, get rid of the Bonnie. And now all he's got is this law. What do we want to stand up? I guess that guy. Hopefully he plays board, because our cards are limited. And I won't defend Jinbe or Surume. We're going to let him go. Well, maybe I'll defend, like, from a 5-on-5 or something. But certainly not from this law swing. This law swing is going to do whatever it wants. We've got another Decken as well. We've got options. Having the second Decken's very strong. Like, that beige is a really good card. But when so many of our cards just say, rest, dude, it doesn't protect you from that. Not at all. So, like, whilst this guy's had a really, really strong curve, right? He played out 2 5s on his 5-don turn. He got a bunch of searches. And he played law on curve with a beige to protect it. We've just kind of had the answers, you know? This deck's not that bad. Yeah, you can have Surume. That's fine. There's nothing we can do about that. Nothing at all. If this is a 7-cost law, right, the problem for him becomes... this is the law. This is the card that he puts in life. He's got nothing to sort of... Okay, it's a kid. Thinky. So this goes here. Does he have another beige blocker? It doesn't matter. We can still Hody. But we do need a Fishman type card. Shirahoshi doesn't really help, though. No, the Hody doesn't help either, actually. Because we can't attack the beige blocker. Does he have another beige? That will also do it. But that's not a blocker, right? Yeah, it's not a blocker. So he has 3 cards in hand. Do we know any of them? I think one of them is a beige 2k. No, he gave us that. No, we don't know any of the cards in his hand. So let's assume it's all 2ks, right? If it's 6k counter, he can go to 14. This is at 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That gets the removal. And we can actually decken the law by trashing the Hody. Or we can Kami and try and find something. Either way, 14 into 8 is guaranteed. Cool. Now we'll go 5 lead. It's going to take. I'm going to go with the Kami. Because if we can get a better Fishman, literally any other Fishman to trash is better than Hody. Because he's Hody. We get a Fisher Tiger, that works. So we're going to go 6 at lead. And then we'll go with the Decken. Get rid of the law. Oh, we actually did know that X-Drake. That doesn't help our maths, though. We'll replace one of the Kamis. Use the card action. Trash this. Get rid of that. And Tashigi does not protect it because he's not green. We'll restand this and a Don. I don't care about Jinbe. You can have him. You can have him. We've got game next turn, realistically, with the Hody. The Hody's going to rest however many blockers he plays. If he keeps Don open, I've heard they're sort of considering playing Room at the minute. Which, not a bad card. It's like a 1-cost 3k counter event. I think it draws a card if you have 1 or less life, I want to say. It's something like that. It's a guard point with a bonus if you're at 1 life. I think it's 1 anyway. But either way, being able to deal with that kid just super efficiently was very, very nice. The fact that he didn't get a blocker there was very important. Cavendish not going to cut it. Cavendish really not going to cut it. In fact, that's just a card out of your hand, right? Which, we'll see. Maybe he's got a plan. Maybe he's got another kid. Another kid could be tricky. But he's only got 7 done now. Scratch that. Scratch that. Sure. I don't need him. I don't need him. This guy sucks. Block a law. Gonna pick up Tashigi. No. Is he actually playing counter events? No way. These Zoros have been in my life like all day. It's been crazy. So we want to go 7 here, I think. No, 9 is guaranteed, right? Unless he has an event. And then 5 plus 10 is guaranteed. Yeah. Let's go 9. Five. Ten. If he has an event, maybe he can get out of it, but room's only 3. So that doesn't work. Yeah, it was a Hody, sure. We were able to just control his board enough, despite his honestly pretty crazy start. Just resting his dudes down. He has the protection from KO. He has the protection from bot deck. But he doesn't have the protection from our big, strong fishmen punching him in the face. GG to our opponent. Let's move on. Got to go into blue-purple Luffy. He's chosen first. Along to Jinbe is usually pretty solid. We've also got Hody's, and I think we're greedy to not keep this, because it's pretty decent, right? Yeah, I think this is pretty decent. I mean, that's just a nice little upgrade, right? We get this, we can do a search, we can restand there. Do we want the other... Oh, this could be good, right? This could be good, but we also don't have any 2Ks. So I might just take the 2K here. And we get to restand our search. It's really nice that it lets you do this. This is like really, really good. If it's just a swing of 6, we will counter with this 2K. Yeah, very nice. And this keeps our hand low, so we can continually restand this. And this is poggers. Look at this. This can tap down the Zorojuro. Sorry, this can freeze the Zorojuro so that it can't attack. Let's do a search. We'll grab the Vagabond Drill. Could be pretty good. Yeah. And we'll go with the Arlong. Don here. Freeze this. We get a swing of 6 in. We deny his ramp with the Zorojuro. And because we've got the Vagabond Drill, it's going to let us potentially counter out of his leader swing and then rest this Zorojuro. Which is crazy. Crazy impactful. Then we'll restand our Searcher and our Dom. Getting to restand the Shirahoshi, man, it just feels really good. You get so much, like, value out of this Shirahoshi. Yeah, so we'll go 1 Don, Vagabond Drill. This buffs leader first, right? Yeah. I can't restand. I didn't even think about that. There's an anti-synergy there. That's crazy. That's crazy. The anti-synergy is terrible. You just got the Nami, though. I didn't think about... That's quite funny, actually. Moving on. Yeah, we've got nothing else to do other than Jinbe, but Jinbe's pretty good. I want to take out the ramp more than the Nami, because this can just limp swing and take him to 8. We'll go 4 with Arlong. See if we can bait the block. See if we can bait the block. Yes, very nice. Then we'll go 5 with leader. Cool, we get a card as well. And then we'll take out the Zorojuro. I don't care about this Arlong. Actually, I really don't care about this Jinbe being rested. Like, he's not gonna kill this, right? So let's just restand the Arlong. If you want to slam like 15 or something stupid into the Jinbe, then whatever. You got it, buddy. You got it. Next turn we can Hody pretty safely because we're still at 5 lives. And then the turn after that we can just drop the Zoro. The fact that he's not been able to ramp, and I mean that's partially because of us, right? We denied the Zorojuro's ramp, which was really, really good. Okay, he's going to red rock my Jinbe. That's not a crazy play. Let's take that one there. That's fine. Cool. 8 Don. I think it is just always Hody. We don't have anything else anyway. We could look for another Jinbe. Another Jinbe could be pretty good. We do have 1 Don to spare with the Shirahoshi. Let's go for it. No Jinbe. Fisher Tiger's just as good though, right? Oh, we can't grab him. We can only grab Arlong. Sure. We'll grab Arlong. Never mind. So the one downside here right now is we can't attack with our leader. We could double down and Kami, look for Jinbe. I do prefer Jinbe to Hody, just because keeping the Hody for later is good. But if we whiff on this Kami, we are boned. We can still just swing big with ease, I guess. Yeah, let's look with the Kami. Okay. Okay, I think I've potentially been a bit greedy this turn, but hey, it is what it is. So what are our swings now? I do kind of want to keep 1 Don open. So that's 7. Is 7-7? 7-7's kind of bad. I'll do 6-8. Do we want to keep it on open? Maybe I don't. I'll do 7-8. Yeah, we'll do 7-8. Just guarantee a 2k. Guarantee the 2k. But yeah, next time we're probably just dropping the Zoro. The fact that we have the option of the Hody 2 is great though. Is he really going to go down to 0? No, he's just... I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week. And thinking about it, with the Zoro, the fact that he's used one of the red rocks is actually really beneficial for that strategy. Rush Luffy, not too scared of. In fact, he's not going to have any Dons, right? Is he going to take out our Searcher? Now the Deccan's pretty tempting here, right? The Deccan is pretty tempting. Just get rid of this Luffy. It's kind of crazy. Kind of goes hard. We can still establish the Hody and get some decent pressure. Or we can just slam the... If we slam the Zoro and he actually has the red rock, we're not in that good a spot. So I think I'm going to go with this play. We'll drop the Deccan, use the card action, trash Fisher Tiger, get rid of Luffy. That's really strong. Then we'll go with this. Rest nothing. Then we've got 6-8. Whether you can get 3 cards or a card in their life. And one more nice thing is that because Hody's 7, he can't put it in life with Linden. And he does go down to 0. Okay. We've got a second Hody. So if he plays like Katakuri and leaves a Don open, we're gaming. I think regardless, we're not in a bad spot here. I don't mind countering a swing. Just to get our hand size down a little bit. So we can get some more value out of restanding our dudes. On the next turn. Sanji, Linlin. Okay. He's going to go back to 1. Very good. Very nice. Pitches a giant. That says a lot. No, that's not correct. You've just healed me for no reason there. You just healed me for no reason. So now we could play another Hody and just go for it. But I don't think we need to. I think dropping the Zoro on this turn basically forces the red rock and we can still swing 6 with the leader, 8 with the Hody. Likely eat the giant and the card. And then on the next turn, if the Zoro survives, we just win. And if it doesn't, we've still got like some game with another Hody. Because if he's red rocking, he's not doing anything else. He's not playing blockers. He's not healing. You know, it's not too bad. I think we're in a decent spot here. He should very much counter this 6, otherwise the game is likely over. Yeah, I don't imagine you want to counter an 18. Let's go 8. This will likely some kind of event, gear second, giant, whatever. Okay, 2 cards. I will take 2 cards every day of the week. Do you have Red Rock? Do you have Red Rock? That's the question we're asking right now. Because if not, this guy's swinging 3 times for like 12. And you can actually even Hody, right? Rest his dons and still swing 999, which honestly is probably better. You get 8 with the Hody, 8 with the Hody, 999 with the Zoro. It's kind of cracked. Like with 1 life and no events, he's not countering 88999. Sanji places on the bottom. That's a good sign. He's not stacked a Red Rock. So did he already have a second one? Did he have it? Please don't have it. 6 into 5. We'll go no on that one. I don't know what this Don's for yet. So countering that is the safest move. Just in case he has something crazy. We're not going to counter that. There's another one. That's quite funny. Yeah, I can't really counter this swing anyway. Because we don't have a 2k to go with our Vagabond drill. Okay. Slightly too many Zoros, perhaps. But, okay, he does go back to 2. He does go back to 2. Again, stop healing me. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it, right? So we can Hody and do 88999. You'd have to counter the 2 8s and a 9. Which is not easy. Or we can just Zoro. Just swing 3 times massive with this. And he's got to counter. What would this be? If we put 1 on leader, we need 3 for this. That's 6 left. It'd be 15. With Giant, though, you never know. Given that he trashed a Giant earlier as well, I'm pretty sure he's got a Giant in hand. So I'm going to go with the Hody play. The rest of those. Then we'll just go 88999. I think it's as simple as that. He needs like 2k, 1k, 2... I don't think it's possible, actually. I think it is simply a math win, right? Maybe? He needs to counter this one, at the very least. Now he needs to counter 2 of these 9s. If you got 4 2Ks, you win. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. This card, it just says win if they can't remove it. And the fact that he used his Red Rock early on, I think was a bit of a mistake. We did pretty good early game though, right? We denied his ramp with the Zorojiro, which was really good in not letting him get to his end game. He had the Sanji Linlin. It just didn't come out early, and that's not really good enough. Gonna give him to Belo Betty. He goes first. That's weird. That is weird. This hand's terrible, though. Okay, 9 cost Zoro is about the worst card in our deck in this matchup. This hand's not great either, honestly. Well, we've got the 5 cost Fisher Tiger. He's good. We really want to see that 3 cost Arlong. He's really strong. Yeah, sadly we're not countering that. This is terrible. This is just terrible. Nothing to play out. Wowie. I'm going to attack, even though I usually don't into Betty. Yeah, no trigger. That was kind of lucky, but a lot of their triggers now are based on like the total amount of life being 5 or less, is it? He does have the Ivankov. Very nice. Ivankov going to play out Karasu, Lindbergh, something. Yeah, there's the leader effect. Buff him up. Karasu, very nice. 5 on 4 will give a Tsunume. So now it's like, what do you take out, right? Because we have the... Obviously, we're going to play the Jinbe. But what do we rest? We rest the Ivankov, or do we rest the Karasu? I think it's the Ivankov. Because this says play Guy. Yeah, I think it's the Ivankov. Do we ever want to attack with leader? I don't want to attack his leader here, I think. There's no way you counter this. There's no way. If he gives us 1k, 2k, 2k, like, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't think so. So he gets to keep his Karasu. Which ain't great. But, could be worse. We've at least got a couple 2k, so we can maybe defend out of one of these swings. But it's not going to be nice. Okay. That's pretty grim. That's pretty grim. Double Karasus. Sheesh. We're going to be taking like 2 hits here. I think. Yeah, we're What's this do? Keo's arrested. Oh, why is it Keo arrested 3? Bro, let it Keo arrested 4. That'd be crazy. 5 into 3. Yeah, we'll counter. We've got to counter something. We've got to counter something. I don't want to give up this Fisher Tiger. We need that for next turn. We need the Fisher Tiger. Man, feels really bad. What's this for 3? What do we got? Karasu blocker. Okay. Okay. Well, we can do Fisher Tiger and Arlong. That's a pretty nice combo, you know? That's a pretty nice combo. We could Fisher Tiger this. Tap it down. Arlong the Karasu, so that he can't swing with it. And then take out the Karasu, the blocker, and the Belo Betty. I think that's the move. Because if we take down this, he could counter, he could save this. Like the 6 on 5. But the 6 on 4, I think, is less likely. Let's start with the 6 on 4 so that he doesn't know. Because he's not going to know about the Arlong. At least that's the hope. Now we'll go 8 on 5 in the hopes that he doesn't save this. But again, 2k, 2k is crazy. If you give me 2k, 2k, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't think so. Now we'll go with this. Give 1 Don to the leader. No rest on that. Take out the Searcher. End the turn. We can restand, I guess, the Tiger and 1 Don. And having that Don open for our Trichiliacosm is really good. We have exactly 8 cards rested. So this Trichiliacosm is going to be 4k. And then next turn we can maybe try and take out the Karasu, or even make a concerted push for lethal. You know? We've got some plays here. Kinda cooking. The fact that this Karasu can't attack is really, really good. It's very strong. We could low-key save this. Do I care to? Not really. Not really. Tendon, Vagabond Drill's alright. No way to rest this outside of Hody. But honestly, I don't mind Hodying here. I'm kind of fine to Hody. We're at 7. Hody takes down to 6. So we won't be able to restand a Don. So we could definitely consider leaving Dons open. Let's swing 5 with Arlong at lead. Because if he gets a trigger, we can still rest it with the Hody at this point. We can still rest with the Hody. And they don't usually play like crazy amounts of rush. Maybe a dragon. But if we keep 2 Don open for these events, we don't die to dragon. Cool, he does do that. Let's go 5 once more. Okay, he does get a trigger. He does get a trigger. We'll go 6 on 4. Unlikely he saves this one. Now let me think. Do we want to do 9 on 5? 9 on 5 is a lot safer. But 8 on 5 lets me use 2 events. I think 8k should be enough. If he saves this from the 9, this is at 8k. We're at 4k. This can be at 10 with 5 Don. 7 goes to 12. It's like 11, 12. We should be good with 8k counter. So I'm going to go 9. Okay, I think we're still fine here. Because this is all in, right? Ooh. That could have been something to consider. Yeah, if only we were 1 card lower in hand, we could have restood an extra Don and made my decision there a lot easier. But either way, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. If he has a dragon, my maths might be slightly off. We've still got a life. We've got 1 buffer. We're not in the worst spot. And we've also got this Jinbe if we just need to, like, rest a blocker that he gets off of a trigger or something. Okay, there's another Inazuma. This last card is to buff these. Yeah, very nice. 7, 8. My maths might be off with the extra 7. I wasn't thinking about that. Damn. Damn, is the Inazuma going to get us here? 7 on 4. Is he playing board? That can't be right. Is that right? I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. That's odd. This protects characters, though. This also protects characters. We can rest the Inazuma here. We can go Vagabond Drill, 2k, 2k. Rest the Inazuma. That's his turn. We've got 3 swings. And we can also just play board again. That's the play, right? He didn't know about the Vagabond Drill. Cool. Hody Jones. Arlong is nice. We'll just play board here. Go with this. Rest nothing. Grant this the ability to attack characters. We'll just take out his dudes. Take out this here. Take out this here. End the turn. Restand this. Restand 1 Don. Do you top deck exactly Dragon? And is that even enough, honestly? No, because we have 5k counter. Ivankov is not going to cut it. We go for games next turn. 100%. We're going for lethal. We can just take the swing even. It's no problem. Karasu blocker is nice, but we can turn that off. We can turn that off with the Arlong very easily. Yeah, you got it. Fucking this Zoro is so bad in this matchup. It's hilarious. So we'll deploy this. It's the leader first, right? Yeah. No rest that. 6 with the Tiger. Because he's got no cards. It's guaranteed. 7 with lead. Last trigger. Nothing there. Very nice. And then 9 with Jinbe. Yeah, we were able to play the dance carefully. I don't know why he went for board on that 1 turn. He might have honestly had enough counter to... He might have had enough power to get us. But he chickened out, I think. I mean, triple Zoro is pretty horrific. Our start was not great. But hey, I'll take the win, even if... I think he could have won if he played a little differently on that 1 turn. Playing board made no sense to me. Although, to be fair, if he still attacked in that order and didn't play around the Vagabond Drill properly, I think we'd have been good. Because we can just get out of what the Inazuma swing for free, and he's wasted those 3 Dons. So yeah, maybe. And either way, GG's, let's move on. So thank you for watching. Let me know, what do you think of the deck? What did you think of the games? Jinbe, obviously not a meta deck. Very much more of a rogue or off-meta pick. But honestly, he's quite fun. Feels fairly similar to Kobe, I'm not going to lie. Kobe's got the thing where he attacks active characters. Jinbe sort of rests them and then attacks them immediately. So they do feel like there's quite a bit of overlap. If you enjoyed Kobe, I'd definitely recommend trying Jinbe. you might prefer him, who knows. Either way, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.